Hi. 4:30
Hello.
here. We have Caroline here with us. The topic today is expanding into the Philippines market. But before that, let me introduce our guest today, guest speaker. She's the founder of Bread.ph. Sorry again, how do I pronounce again? Everreal, correct? Am I right?
Everyle.
Evila, sorry. And the e-commerce head of Silica Coffee Roasting Company. We are glad to have Caroline here. Uh, Caroline, your stage is yours.
Great. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining my session. I want this to be interactive as possible so I can give you as much value about expanding to the Philippine market as I can. So please type your questions about expanding into the Philippines, and I'll try to answer everything. So just so you know what to expect, this is a brief agenda of what I'll go through. Just a little bit of macro information about the country, and then maybe different entry point strategies, and more on Filipino as buyers in general. Um, so before we get started, just a little bit about myself, so you know where I'm coming from. Is I'm actually my background is in tech, and I moved back to the Philippines from US to join my family's coffee roasting business. So we are a manufacturer, and after working there for a few years, I started a company called Evrile, which makes goods such as in the top left you see there's some bags, and they're made out of our coffee sacks. So I noticed there's a trend of upcycling, and I have this material.
Sorry
So
to cut.
that's
Sorry to
yeah.
cut. I just want to quickly check whether your screen is in the right thing. We're not seeing your slide over here. Can you reshare, Carol, if you don't mind?
Sure. Sorry,
Yeah.
everyone.
No worries. It's technology that happens, right? All the time.
Because just now was stuck at the first page.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me see whether we can do this. Yep. Okay, I can see you coming up.
Yep,
All right, expanding into. Can you play the slide a little just to make sure that everything's cool?
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Carol. Over back to you. Thanks.
Great. Okay. So sorry about that. So again, this is our agenda. We'll be going through a little bit of the macro stuff and then more about the buying habits here. So this is where I was, just a little bit about my background. So we're in coffee. We're the manufacturer, and I started a direct-to-consumer brand in 2018. And then we supply supermarkets, hotels, restaurants, cafes, and as you might imagine, all very badly affected by the pandemic. So as soon as 2020 hit, we decided to open our Laz Mall and our Shopee Mall stores. So that's if you have any questions about direct to consumer or FMCG or food or this transition, I'm happy to answer that. So just the size of the Philippine market as a whole, this information was taken from HubSpot, who got it from Google. So growing very, very, very quickly. So already this 2019 number, I couldn't get anything recent from 2021, but as of our last measure, 3 billion, and projected in just a few short years to be 12 billion. So growing very quickly. So this is something, if you're not ready to do right now, you want to stay tuned maybe to put it on your planning and pipeline for the next few years. So I don't know what everyone's selling, but these are the top 4 categories that are the most popular here. Electronics, of course, followed by fashion and beauty. Part of the reason I was excited to give this talk is because Filipinos, as you'll see later, really love foreign brands. So anyone out there that has something that's branded like Singaporean, Malaysian, we just love anything that's from abroad. We're also very into our hobbies, if you just go to like Shopee PH or something, you'll see that a lot of the messaging is for hobbies, children's items, and of course, food and personal care.
Just to hijack a bit, Singapore, the top two is the same also, electronics and fashion and beauty also. Yeah.
Oh, great, great. So you may be wondering what the best entry point is to enter. Should I go Lazada or Shopee, or do my own store? Well, the big answer is it actually depends what you're selling, and it depends on your brand. But for most people, I really recommend starting with a marketplace. So these are the top 10 sites in the Philippines right now as of Q1 2021. And something you'll notice is all of them are marketplaces. And the first two have a lot more traction than 3 to 10 combined. So you'll really want to look at those first two as your main starting points. Lazada actually was here sooner and was more aggressive. So this is actually the first time that I've ever seen that Shopee this year overtook Lazada. But Manfred, you could correct me. I think in most all of other in Southeast Asia, Shopee is the leader. Correct? No.
Yeah, in Singapore also in Shopee, I read the report. I didn't check on the Southeast Asia part, but they are leading. But honestly, every single deal they make, they are bleeding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Yeah, so I think it's just very, very difficult. Like our country is very social. So to start your own store here, unless you already have one that's very well established, like I think one of the speakers earlier on personal branding brought up Love Bonito, and they are doing a lot of marketing on social here. So they already they have it all built into the strategy. So unless you're already very, very well established, I recommend that you enter on a marketplace. So next, a great way to see if a country might to gauge interest from a specific country is to run Facebook ads, which I actually use it to test in different parts of the country. And I actually know Jason because I'm a student, and I've really gotten a lot out of FAA in his classes. So if you don't know how to run ads, I highly recommend his videos. So these are my 5 key tips for running ads for Philippines, and then I'll go through a few samples and show you exactly what I mean. So the first is we really like discounts. It's very hard here to sell anything full price, and you really need to have it somewhere in your either the image or somewhere in the copy, probably both. So if you need to, just put it in your price. The second thing is
just to interrupt. So includes free shipping also. Free shipping is also an important criteria. It's a given thing. They expect free shipping.
Yes, and even very good point. Yeah, that's just to say free shipping. It's going to be a very big differentiator in all of your copy.
Yeah, please continue.
So the next is depending on your market here, you'll consider if you're going to use a lot of color or what language you speak. So if your product is for the upper class market, I recommend like minimalist look and use English. Use English definitely. But if your product is more on the affordable side, I would really recommend to use emojis, use a ton of color. They really like color. Make it colorful, make it stand out. And if you can use Tagalog, which is the local language here, that would be great. There's a lot of slang. So I don't recommend Google Translate. If you have a Filipino friend, maybe they can help you out, or like even just try Fiverr or something. I'm sure somebody can translate something for you for free or very inexpensive. The fourth point is to use what I call dream photos. It's like Filipinos are very emotional. And so if you use something to sell them their dream that could be them, but maybe not too far. Like don't put like Brad Pitt in a Ferrari in New York. Like it's already too far. So I think like maybe just like someone that looks like a maybe a better looking version of themselves, that they can kind of see themselves being. And the last point I want to make for ad tips is to say the immediate benefits, because we're not really planners over here. It's not that we don't think about the future, but especially during this pandemic time, is like anything you're selling right now, I need to have very immediate value. So let's get into some ad examples. So on the left here, we see us. These are both skincare brands. I'm not sure where they're from, but over here we see they're very different. So the more expensive brand is very plain. They're using English. Two of them are videos, and they're actually not even using Asian people. So that's a very good example of something on that side. And then on the right side, we have a brand also in skincare that is catering to the lower spending class market. And so you can see there, they use a lot of emojis, a lot of caps, and I'm not sure if you can see it because it's quite small, but the writing is in Tagalog. Some of it's kind of like some of it is in English, some of it's in Tagalog. So that's also quite common. And then you'll see the faces, of course, are all Asian. Everyone has clear skin, long, shiny, straight hair.
Just to add what she's referring to, the first three images belongs to one brand. The extreme right belongs to another brand, just to clarify.
Yeah, sorry. And I think, so I have a pointer I didn't realize.
Yeah.
So these three all belong to, thank you for that, to Verso Skincare. And then this one is like a whitening product over here. So yeah, you'll see they're very different. Another example is this is actually all the same wedding event planning company. And judging from the ad, this is more of like a BC market because they're advertising it's an installment plan. The pricing is very upfront. Again, the free items and discounts are always very important here. So they're offering a lot of free things. And then, of course, again, the pictures are realistic. Like someone could look at this one and say, that could be me. Like, they're nice photo of them. They look happy, but it's, they're Filipino. It's not like Brad Pitt getting married at the beach. So that's another example of an ad. And then I just want to cover some trends here. So if you're selling something that people can possibly make money off of, that may do very well here because we're always looking for ways to make money. Another trend here is we're quite nostalgic. So anything that's kind of like 90s, 80s, 90s, like early 2000s might do okay. And then this is a weird one. I think one of the other speakers is in a like exercise and fitness. Like we really like eating, but we also diet. So it doesn't really, it's like you're buying something to help you in one area, but you're also buying something to undo it. So like you can see here, it's an air fryer. They're advertising that you like fried chicken and chips, but also don't want to have a lot of calories. So So
Eat
there's
to
that.
your heart's content on weekdays, then diet on the weekends.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and similarly to that last one is and kind of like a combination of diet, exercise, and entrepreneurial is a lot of people are looking for side income. So if you have any kind of way they can make money, again, that will probably be um, successful. This one always makes me laugh. Is the what I call lazy exercise. It's like fitness, especially during pandemic, really started to become popular, and but people also don't want to exercise, so they'll buy things for exercise but not want to exercise. So stuff in that category always does okay, does well. And then this next one is what I call affordable happiness. So I don't know if you can read or, well, it's basic. This last product here on the right is a sticker to put on your credit cards, or like this one's actually the drugstore loyalty card. And according to Facebook ad library, they've been running this for a while. So if they're running it, I assume it's working. And it's also probably not very expensive, but it's something cheap that you can buy to, make life a little bit happier. And really, the last one I can't emphasize enough is more food, and making money from selling food.
When you talk about food, in Singapore, Jollibee actually came to Singapore. There's a few.
Oh, really?
And a lot of Filipinos actually go there. I haven't tried it yet, to be honest. There's also Singaporeans also love to eat, to be honest.
Oh, good.
And
It sounds like we
currently-
have a lot in common.
Yeah, and but we don't really sing that well, to be honest. Compared to Filipinos. Not all of us know how to play a guitar. But we are also in a lockdown right now, and it's going to be lifted soon, hopefully 1 week plus later, and then we can dine. Currently, we have to take back. We can't dine in, for information, in Singapore. Malaysia also is locked down, also. MCO. Yeah.
So we're all the same right now. Like we
Yeah,
have only dine out here, outdoor.
Yeah. So Filipino buying habits, foreign brands.
Yeah. So if anyone watching out there has a foreign brand, we love stuff from abroad. We're also very, again, I think I mentioned discounts, very price sensitive and looking for deals. If you have a shop, like you'll notice that it's very tied to when you have offers.
This is very similar to Singapore also, especially Singapore, Shopee, Lazada. If the price is really very low, people don't think I'll just buy straight away. Even when I go Bangkok, when it doesn't reach a certain value, just buy. Don't think so much. Don't even bother to compare prices.
Yeah, exactly. So actually that's a very good point, because the Lazada and Shopee make it so easy to buy. If the price is not a lot, they'll just there's not really.
The delivery fee is also ridiculously cheap, because they're paying for it from both ends, both the merchant and the platform.
Yeah. Which goes to the last point here, is like they don't really do a ton of research unless they're buying a phone or a computer, like because for my other
high ticket price, a high ticket item.
Yeah. It's not like I don't know if anyone here sells to like the European or North American market, but they will really like get into your brand and like really want to know everything that you stand for and how your factory makes it, and it's not really like that over here.
Different buying habits.
Yeah.
Okay, things to consider.
Yeah. So just quickly, these three is I think our weather is similar, but if I can recommend some 3PLs that are good if you have something sensitive like chocolate, because it is very hot, rainy, and humid here.
Same in Singapore.
Yeah, so they're probably used to that. And then many are very beginning buyers. So this video is how to buy online on Lazada. So the fact that this exists means people don't really, well, this video is already 2016, so it's kind of old, but a lot of, you'll get beginning questions sometimes, like on social media, like how much is like, even if your price is posted, you'll still get messages no matter what, how much.
So, just one question. Most Filipino actually buy via the phone or buy via the laptop?
Buy a phone. Yeah.
Buy a phone. So heavily on phone. So your mobile app is essential.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most people, if you buy a mobile phone, they will prefer mobile app rather than buying through the website.
Yeah, definitely. Which goes sort of with the next point that they're very social here. I think almost the entire country.
Facebook, IG, TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. YouTube also lah. YouTube. So basically this is the same lah. Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines. And also using WhatsApp also, right?
WhatsApp and Viber. And I think Telegram has become more popular here.
Viber also popular in Philippines, okay. I remember Thailand is Line. Line. Then I think, I can't remember Taiwan. I also have colleagues in Taiwan also, yeah.
Yeah, so that's another good point. It's like a lot of people here use Viber communities for message blasts. I don't know if it's the same there as well, but these are basically the timings to consider. So payday, 15:30, these months, and then it just started with 9/9, but then they started doing it every month.
I think Malaysia also same in Singapore. Shopee Lazada is dominating the double digits. They're offering discounts. It's kind of numb already. But I'm interesting to see that you mentioned March, April, and May, November, and December, and payday. Majority people is on the 15 and 30.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. That's very different from here because it varies, depends on your industry. We have people on the 7th, 10th, 20th, or even end of the month. But by law, by Singapore law, the latest you must give your staff the pay is the 7th day of the completed month. So basically, it's the second month, 7th of the second month. That's the latest. Yeah, just by law for information for Singapore. Yeah.
Interesting. Because we don't have a law here. You can pay them whenever you want, but I think...
No, what I mean is the latest. By this date, you must pay your staff. That's for Singapore. Employment law, Singapore employment law. Yeah.
Yeah, here I think like 99% of the population is 15-30. Like they're...
I learned something new today.
Okay. Yeah. So I know this is pretty quick. I wanted to make this more about the people watching. So I would like to answer your questions. And if you want to learn more about selling here, you can subscribe for my blog. A lot of people ask me about selling here, and I've actually taken on some consulting projects since the pandemic. So I thought, well, I should just blog about it because so many people ask me the same questions over and over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me try to put your IG and Twitter on the comment section so it's easier also. Oh, I put IF, sorry. Then the email, I think everyone can see that also. Does anyone have any more questions? I know some of you all just finished the other session and it came over. Let me make sure I spell it correctly. Do you have anything to add?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Are there... Yeah, I know it's getting late in the day. People, this is a nice long session we have the whole day.
I have add your actually IG and Twitter on and so people can see via comments too. Okay. We have a lot of Filipinos here in Singapore also. But I used to have a graphic designer from Philippines also.
Yeah, Philippines are very good at design.
Yeah, a lot. Then one of our speakers is also from Philippines. It's a small world, Andrew says. Okay, so if you are interested in expanding your business into Philippines and you want to find out more, we have an expert here. Caroline will actually able to advise you more via her email address, Caroline Design, and of course you can reach her via IG and Twitter. It's inside this screen. Okay, if there's no more questions, we will end our session here. Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.